Sup guys, freaking chocolate here, and today people, we get to witness the Season 2 Grand Final of the Melbourne Pokemon Draft Championship. Both teams coming to the big dance with a 5-1 record in the main season. We are about to witness a best of 5 matchup between the Scorching Sands and their coach Billy versus the Endangered Species and their coach Dane. We'll quickly go over the teams that they'll be bringing and potentially the strategies they'll be using to overcome the odds. Then we'll hop into the match. Alright, so Billy and the Scorching Sands will be bringing the Rillaboom, the Gyarados, the Pelipper, the Jolteon, the Sableye, and the G-Max Corviknight. Man, that is a solid team. Dane and the Endangered Species, however, will be bringing the Cinderace, the female Indeedee, the Persimmon, the Torracat, the Serena, and the G-Max Gengar. On paper, both these teams are super stacked. We've got 2 Galar starters with the Rillaboom and the Cinderace. Arguably, Cinderace is the better of the two because you can switch up the team as per will. And the Rillaboom can't actually use Grassy Glide this season. But the rest of Billy's team with the Gyarados, you could potentially have the Moxie or the Intimidate. But bear in mind, if the Intimidate does come, the Persimmon can come in and get the Defiant boost. The Pelipper, where you can set up the Tailwind, the Rain Dance, or the Drizzle, sorry. The Jolteon, who hits like a truck as well. Sableye with the Prankster shenanigans. And G-Max Corviknight, who is an absolute tank. Dane's team, however, got the Cinderace, as I said, the Indeedee, the female Indeedee, who can set up the Follow Me shenanigans and really give Billy a headache doing it. The Persimmon, which I mentioned, that Defiant boost can also hit like a truck. Dynamax Persimmon is slept on. It really is. The Torracat, who can absolutely annoy the opponent with the Intimidate and other stat decreasing moves. The Serena, even if it is Dynamaxed, it can also hit like a truck. And G-Max Gengar, don't get me started on G-Max Gengar. That thing is scary. Both the looks and the power that it holds. Anyways though, that's enough from me. Let's get into these matches and see who came out on top. Alright, we are here. Megapixel versus Dane, or Billy versus Dane. Boy, are you excited for this one? I'm excited. Let's see, what are the leads? What are they leading with? Megapixel leads with the Pelipper and the Sableye. Ooh, what can we see here? The Indeedee and the Cinderace are coming out. Interesting. Obviously the Follow Me and the... maybe the Gigantamax Cinderace comes out straight away, but that Drizzle can definitely hurt. The Drizzle can definitely hurt the Cinderace here. Alright, the Follow Me does happen, and we do see the Gigantamax, the Dynamax, the Max Airstream. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see if it pays off. That's a big rabbit. That is one big rabbit. Alright, what do we see? The Helping Hand. That's interesting. Does that mean the Pelipper is... Oh, the Follow Me happens. Alright, so there's no Dynamax from the Pelipper. And we see a Surf. Straight up, knocked out the Cinderace first hit. Sableye hangs on with the Focus Sash. That's the end of Cinderace already. The first match is already in favor of Billy. What's happening here? What are we going to see? Man, Dane must be absolutely fuming. Losing Cinderace in the first turn. Helping Hand, Choice Scarf, obviously, on the Pelipper. An absolute... Pelipper is slept on. What the heck? Alright, we see the Gengar coming out. What is he going to do to back this up? Remember, it is a best of 5. But there we go. We see the quit. We see it already. Is it happening? It's happening. All right. The first match goes to Billy. All right. Game 2. Game 2 of 5. We're already up 1 for Billy and 0 for Dane. What do we see? Does Dane switch it up or does Billy switch it up? We see the Corviknight Rillaboom switched it up straight away. He didn't even need to switch it up, but he did. Alright, the Gengar and the Indeedee. Psychic Surge comes out. Does the Grassy... Oh, the Grassy Surge can't come out. It can come out. There it is. There's the Grassy Surge. Alright, there's no Psychic Surge in play here. And we see the Grassy Seed. We do see the Grassy Seed. The defense is boosted. And we see Dane going for the Helping Hand on the Gengar. Trying to replicate what he had done just to him in the first game. And we do see the Sludge Bomb on the Rillaboom. There it is. The Helping Hand to the Gengar. Rillaboom protects. That is a huge play. Absolutely huge play. What do we see the Corviknight doing? Setting up the screens. Setting up the light screen. Does Dane do the same play, or does he choose to switch it up a bit? There it is, fellas. There it is. We see the exact same play. The Helping Hand, Sludge Bomb coming into the Rillaboom. Surely the Rillaboom can't get off the Double Protect. It doesn't even go for the Double Protect. That will be a one-shot on the Rillaboom. There it is. Dane gets off the first KO of the second game. But we see the Reflect come up as well. The double screens on the side of Billy. What are we seeing here? The Pelipper is coming out. Setting up that rain. Let's see if it pays off. We see the Indeedee thinking about switching it up. Does he go for the Helping Hand again, or does he switch it up and go for the Dazzling Gleam? Looks like he's going for the Helping Hand. Helping Hand Sludge Bomb into the Pelipper slot. There it is. The Helping Hand comes off. Will the Gengar outspeed? It will outspeed. The Pelipper goes down. Almost. Gets the Scald off. Scald in the rain. Almost kills the Gengar. 3 HP left. 3 HP left. But we see the Brave Bird coming out. And that's focusing the Gengar. That Gengar is gone. Alright, there'll be very little recoil as the Gengar only had 3 health remaining. Alright, Torracat. Torracat and Indeedee. We get the Intimidate off, but the Mirror Armor bounces up straight back to him. But it does still hit the Pelipper. Not that that matters. What are we going to see from Indeedee this turn? Indeedee going for the Dazzling Gleam. No, we're switching it up to Psychic. The Psychic on the Corviknight, and we are going to see the Fake Out onto the Pelipper slot. That will guarantee the knockout on the Pelipper. There it is. Pelipper goes down. It is now 2v3. The Psychic comes out. Does absolutely nothing to the Corviknight, but it really doesn't need to. Alright, Brave Bird coming in to hit the Indeedee. That is one bulky Indeedee. And the Grassy Surge also healing both Torracat and Indeedee. My apologies, it doesn't heal Torracat. It just heals the Indeedee. But the Gyarados is here. And as we can see, the Gyarados was not the Intimidate, it was the Moxie. So we're not going to see any Intimidate shenanigans from it. We are going to see the Follow Me, however, from the Indeedee. And we also get the Will-O-Wisp happening on the Gengar to lower its attack in half, but will it hit? That is the main factor here. If that Will-O-Wisp hits, that could spell the end for Billy and the Scorching Sands this game. Here it is, we've got the Follow Me happening. Whatever is happening, it is going to hit the Indeedee. The Will-O-Wisp comes off and it hits. The Will-O-Wisp hits on the Gyarados, halving its attack, but it does carry the berry. The Lum Berry, heal the burn. Max Airstream coming off. Almost knocks out the Indeedee. That's a very unfortunate knockout. Oh, I missed though. But if the Corviknight did target that slot also, oh, it hits the Leer. It does hit the Leer. Potentially Billy was banking on that, knocking out the Indeedee. Alright, the grassy terrain is gone, however. We see another Follow Me happening. And a Will-O-Wisp to the Corviknight. No, to the Gyarados, obviously, because the Lum Berry popped. There it is, there's the Follow Me. Will Torracat outspeed though? It will not. The Max Airstream was enough to boost that speed above what it should be. We see the Max Airstream come up on the Indeedee. We are now down to 2v2. But Billy does have the speed on his side. And the Moxie boost. There it is, people. There it is. Surely this is game. Surely this is game. Although we have not seen the max from... We do get the burn as well. We do get the burn on the Gyarados. But we have not seen the max from Dane's team here. Life Orb Cinderace can turn it all around. All it needs to do is get off a max flare on the Corviknight, and this game could be back in Dane's favour. There it is, we see the max. Is it the Airstream? It is the Airstream. Is that the right idea though? And we do see the parting shot on the Gyarados. This Gyarados is going to be down to very, very low stats here. As we see the rabbit getting big. There he is. The big rabbit is here. Dynamaxed Cinderace. The Max Geyser comes out. Is that going to be enough on the Torracat? It is indeed going to be enough on the Torracat. Down he goes. It is now 2v1. And the Gyarados gets another Moxie boost. The Leer comes out on the Cinderace here. And the Max Airstream. Oh boy, will this be enough? Will this be enough? Life Orb Airstream on the Gyarados, that is not going to be enough. Even though the Gyarados is burned, these Moxie boosts are basically telling the burn to get stuffed. There's the bit of burn damage. This could be the defining factor of this turn. Gyarados does get small again, however. That could be something very big in this game. Alright, the Max Flare is coming out into the Corviknight, but what is Billy going to do? Alright, Billy's thinking about it. There it is, the Max Flare coming in. Changes back to Fire type. And it doesn't. It does not knock out the Corviknight. That is one bulky Corviknight. Perhaps if the sun was out last turn, it would have mattered. But there it is, the Brave Bird taking out the Corviknight, going out to recoil. And the burn is there as well. There goes the light screen. The reflect is still up, however. The Cinderace does outspeed the Gyarados now. We see a max darkness coming into the Gyarados. Is it going to be enough? There it is, people. Game 2 goes to Dane. Coming in clutch, the Dynamax Cinderace living on 6 health after the Life Orb damage. That was insane. Insane. We are 1-1. We are 1-1. This is turning out to be one incredible grand final. Alright, here we are with Game 3. Billy vs Dane. Game 3 of the grand final. We are currently 1-1. Alright, we see the Sableye Rillaboom, once again Billy switching it up, and the Torracat Cinderace, again Dane also switching it up. We get the Intimidate off on the Sableye and the Intimidate off on the Rillaboom. The Grassy Surge does come out, however. And now, what will all these Pokemon do? There it is, the Grassy Seed does get consumed. Alright, we see a Fake Out on the Rillaboom and a Max Darkness coming out on the Sableye. Here it is. The Rillaboom does get maxed. My apologies, sorry, the Cinderace gets maxed. There it is, the Big Bunny is here to play. The Rillaboom gets the Protect off. That's going to be enough to stop the Fake Out damage, but that's about all it's going to do, as the Max Flare is coming in to the Sableye. The Sableye gets the Taunt off though. That's very interesting. We see the Cinderace get off that Max Darkness onto the Sableye here. It makes you wonder though, why is the Cinderace so slow? Although, disregard that comment, we did see the Protect and the Taunt, so it was guaranteed. It was guaranteed to go after those moves. Alright, what are we going to see now? We are going to switch out into the Persimmon. We see the Max Stream coming in. On the Rillaboom? No, on the Sableye. The Max Airstream coming into the Sableye. The Torracat comes back. Persimmon gets sent out. Persimmon is down to play. It is a shiny Persimmon too. Will-O-Wisp does not affect him. And there it is. He is changing to Flying type. Gets off the Max Airstream. That is a dead Sableye. And the speed does come in. What do we see Rillaboom doing this turn? Is it going to use the EQ? No, the knockoff. The knockoff on the Sableye, getting rid of that Life Orb. That could be huge. That could be huge. There it is. Jolteon is actually here today. What is the Persimmon going to do? Close combat coming out into the Pixel. Into the Jolteon. It does indeed. Close combat on the Jolteon. And we are going to see a max airstream into the Jolteon also. There it is. Rillaboom gets off the protect. That's very unfortunate because he was not being targeted. There it is. The max airstream on the Jolteon. Will the close combat be enough? I think it will be. There it is. Outspeeding and the close combat knocks out the Jolteon. Dane is on fire this game. On an absolute streak. Rillaboom is out. It is now 2v4. Although the Gyarados can turn things around. The Cinderace is small again, which means if the Gyarados goes big, it can very well knock out the Cinderace with one move. You see the close combat coming out onto the Rillaboom, and there it is. Was that the U-turn? Alright, and just like we thought, looks like the Gyarados is going to get big. There it is. That's one big Gyarados. We do see the U-turn, change to Bug type, get some big damage off on the Rillaboom, and then switching out. If that Torracat comes in now, it gets off the Intimidate, that is huge. There it is. There it is, people. There it is. That could be the defining factor of this game. That Intimidate comes out, lowers the Gyarados' attack, and lowers the Rillaboom's. And unfortunately, these are the last two Pokemon on Billy's side. Close combat comes out, takes out the Rillaboom. Yeah, it does. It does take out the Rillaboom. Guess the defense drops, but it's not going to matter because that Gyarados is going to be hitting someone hard. The max airstream in the Persimmon. That is a one-shot on the Persimmon. Does, however, get the speed up, so it is not over. It is not over. There's the Moxie boost. Goodbye, Intimidate. Alright, Cinderace does come out. If this Gyarados now outspeeds the Cinderace, it might be enough, but the parting shot on the Gyarados is basically going to render it useless. There it is, the Cinderace does outspeed even after a max airstream. Max Guys are on the Torracat. That is going to hit like a Banshee. That is a one-shot. One shot, the Gyarados takes out the Torracat and makes it rain. It is now down to 1v2. Similar to what we saw in the other game, except it's reversed. There goes the grassy terrain. It is now Gengar and Cinderace versus Gyarados. Alright, Alright, we do see the Thunderbolt coming out onto the Gyarados. If that hits, that's probably going to one-shot even the max Gyarados. Depending on how that special attack is invested, it very could OHKO the Gyarados. There it is, the Thunderbolt comes out. It does not OHKO it, it does half damage. The bounce comes off, does almost the rest of the damage necessary. Max Airstream comes out with the attack boost that is going to spell goodbye for Gengar. And now we are down. We are down to 2 Pokemon. The speed boost has happened. It gets another Moxie boost. It doesn't matter what it's going to do against this Cinderace. It will knock it out with one shot. But it is 1v1, the rain is up, and it looks like Gyarados might outspeed. Will the Sucker Punch do it? Will the Sucker Punch be enough? There it is. He changes to Dark type. He does get off a Sucker Punch, and it is going to be enough. Gyarados goes down. We now have a 2-1 game. 2 to Dane, 1 to Megapixel or Billy. It comes down to this next game. Can Dane pull it off? Or can Billy bring it back in and bring it down to the last game? The 5th game. Will it happen? Let's find out. Alright. The 4th match. Dane is currently 2. Megapixel is 1. What are we going to see? Can Dane secure the victory here? Or can Billy claw back a victory? Rillaboom, Sableye, and Cinderace Torracat. Dane decides to keep it the same, and so does Billy. The Intimidate comes off, gets them both, and the Grassy Surge is also up. Alright, Grassy Seed does pop, does get the defense boost. What will Dane do? We're going to see a Flare Blitz from the Torracat into the Rillaboom. Wants to get rid of it as soon as it can. Ooh, decides on it. The taunt comes off, but that is a-okay because he is not planning to go for that move. There it is. The Cinderace turns into a bug, hits that Sableye for big damage, and then goes back to Dane. What will Dane decide to send out? The Persimmon? Persimmon does come out. There he is, shiny Persimmon in all his glory. Flare Blitz comes out, hits the Rillaboom, does decent damage, but the defense boost really did help there. Alright, the knockoff comes out on the Persimmon, knocks out the Choice Band, but he does get the health back from the grassy terrain. Alright, everyone's feeling a little bit healthier, but what will this second turn do? There it is, the Cinderace is coming out for the Torracat, and we're going to see a knockoff on the Sableye. There it is. Torracat comes back. The Cinderace comes out to play. And we see the helping hand on the Rillaboom. Rillaboom is ready. Simeon gets the knockoff on the Sableye, knocks off that Focus Sash. Didn't matter, but we do see a Wood Hammer coming out on the Persimmon, and that is not going to be enough. Plus the recoil really does hurt there. Alright, everyone gets that little bit of health back. Maybe it will be enough to save them from the next turn. We see a max airstream coming out on the Sableye. And a close combat onto the Rillaboom. What does Billy want to do? There it is, the big bunny is back. The big bunny is back. Helping hand onto the Rillaboom again, but I don't think the Rillaboom is going to be outspeeding here. There it is, the max airstream coming out onto the Sableye. But will Rillaboom outspeed the Persimmon? There goes the Sableye. Gets the speed boost, gets that second speed boost. Will it be enough? There it is, the close combat onto the Rillaboom. Does not take out the Rillaboom though. Once again, that defense boost from the Grassy Seed does help the Rillaboom. Although this Wood Hammer, even though it'll take out Persimmon, will do huge damage to the Rillaboom himself. Alright, here it is. The Torracat is coming back out. Gets the Intimidate onto the Rillaboom. And Billy will send out the Gyarados. There it is, the Intimidate on both the Rillaboom and the Gyarados. That's going to be huge. We are on 3v3. Max Darkness onto the Gyarados. And we're going to see a Fake Out onto the Rillaboom. No, we're going to see the Max Airstream onto the Gyarados. And the Fake Out still onto the Rillaboom. Alright, Gyarados is big, the Bunny is big, we've got two massive Titans on the field right now. Alright, the Fake Out comes off, makes the Rillaboom flinch, and the Max Airstream going to do a decent amount of damage to that Gyarados. It looks like it will be a two-shot. That right there could spell the end of the game. If this Max Geyser does not take out the Cinderace, it aims for the Torracat. That is going to be a bad idea. Although it does start raining. And we do see the Moxie boost, but the Cinderace looks like it was outspeeding. There it is, the Cinderace and the Gengar. Choice Scarf Gengar at that. Alright, it is 2 on 3. Even though the 3 is on the side of Billy, he is at a disadvantage. Because another max airstream will... Oh, the max guard. That is a very wise move. Max darkness comes out though and focuses on the Rillaboom. Manages to survive that. And Gengar most likely going for the Thunderbolt is going to be protected. There we go. There we go. That should be the last turn of Dynamax for Cinderace. Gyarados still has one more turn. We are now down to 2v2 in Game 4. 2v2 in Game 4. It is the Pelipper. It's raining, the drizzle does not matter. Although, it did look like it was a Choice Scarf Pelipper. So will that play into account here? We see the bounce on the Gyarados and the T-Bolt onto... No, changes the mind. The bounce on the Pelipper and T-Bolt on the... Nope. There it is. Bounce on the Gyarados. T-Bolt on the Pelipper. Alright. Goes back to the original plan. Cinderace does outspeed. Gets the bounce up, which is most likely going to avoid whatever's coming into that slot. The Thunderbolt comes out. That's going to one-shot the Pelipper without trouble. And we see the Max Geyser hitting the Gyarados. We are down to 1v1. It all comes down to this. Another Moxie boost. Gyarados versus Cinderace. Cinderace is up in the air. There it is. The Protect comes out. Between the bounce is going to do absolutely nothing. There it is. Does he bounce again? Or does the Gyarados go for the Geyser? Sorry. The Waterfall, I could imagine, is the physical move it has. The pressure is on. This next turn could seal the deal for Dane. There it is, the Sucker Punch. The Dark type Sucker Punch into the Gyarados. It is enough to take it out. There it is. There it is, people. There it is. Megapixel has been defeated. My goodness. My goodness. Dane has done it. He has done it. Dane and the Endangered species are your Season 2 champions of the Melbourne Pokemon Draft Championship. What a journey this has been. What an absolute journey. I just want to say thank you to everyone who participated. Every single team, all the coaches, all the hard work that was put in behind the scenes towards this draft championship. It's been absolutely stellar. Don't forget to follow us though, because Season 3 is coming, but there's also going to be a little something in the off season. Once again, thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Do your thing. Y'all are amazing. You really are. But I'm gonna get up out. Peace out, y'all.